Greetings of the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, and I Divine Mother Empress Menen, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, light of I and I word. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable when I and I say towards you. Yes, give thanks once again for lending ears so I and I can articulate Rastafari. Now, this are the follow up to the biblical blueprint of conquest. Now, me recap Abraham, the strategy, the principle of strategy, infiltration by Abraham. Now, him come in, establish himself by buying land. The land represent the base operation, how them operate within Canaan, how them go survive in a Canaan now. Develop strategic separatist ideology. That means that them separate and apart and them interbreed amongst themselves. Now, to identify, to make themselves distinct, them take up the principle of circumcision as an identifying marker. So, them cannot, let's just call it them ID, because once again, them have no name yet. And them God have no name yet either. The people of the land call them Hebrew. And again, Hebrew mean one who cross over. Cross over from where? The Caucasus region. These northern nomadic people here. Anyway, now, to survive, them have to interbreed amongst themselves. The reason for interbreeding is to maintain them genetics. Now, Abraham show how bad him is already when them go rescue Lot with them 318, and him not even take no talk from the high priest Melchizedek. So, that's how Abraham think there right now. Now, the principle carry over, like I said, back to Isaac. But before, them have to make sure that Isaac they on the same have the same mindset, so them program him. Now, you have to also recall say when them think say Sarah couldn't have no pitney, Sarah make him send in Agar and him impregnate Agar, and as soon as them find out say Sarah breed, them run with Agar and Ishmael. So that means that the pureness of these Aaronic, Abrahamic people. Why I say Aaronic now? Because them come from Aran, out of Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, out of Iraq. Them the base in Iraq and them left Iraq now, and now them there in Canaan. Now, the same mindset Isaac display, them inculcate Isaac with the same mindset, and Isaac carry on with him father plan, the strategic plan of conquest. Now, them send back a Aaron for a wife for Isaac, she named Rebecca. Now, them have two sons, Isaac and Jacob. Now, Esau and Jacob. Let me get it right. Isaac are the father, Esau and Jacob. And them tell the story say Jacob thief Esau birthright. But that's not the case. Esau again did a move like intermingle with the Canaanites them. Same thing like Lot. Jacob, I go by the order when father said. Like I say again, you have to be single-mindedness and you have to know where you're going. Jacob did maintain it. Esau now intermingle, hence him broke the code. Do not mingle with the Canaanites. Now, because him broke the code now, the mother recognize now, say, yo, him not take the program. So she ensure, say, the leadership position pass on to Jacob by tricking Isaac. Because Isaac, I work with feelings and love for Esau, while the mother, I make sure, say, the plan where Abraham set continue through the generations. Now, I also know, when we come from the elite, because this is how the elite come about now, the interbreeding for the leadership, because the leadership have to maintain a certain mindset so the plan can continue. So this is how it fall in a Jacob. Now Jacob now is a unique one because he was a master tactician and a strategist, and not only that, he was also a scientist. So this is how the precursor, because the separate ideology is the formative stage for white supremacy, racism. These are the infancy of it in the Bible. Now, them shift and they maintain the leadership have to come back. Them always have to send back to Aaron for a pure breed woman. So now, I remember now, so now them go now and them go get Rebecca. And Rebecca now, as me say, I continue because she understand her offers the principle of to continue, so the generations can continue upon the conquest, and it lead on to this unique one, and you know them called Jacob. Now Jacob now continue, like I say, him smart, him scientific. He move on now to the point where he now him uncle had used strict knowledge upon him, and him go take it to another level. Almost bankrupt him uncle by using what science with the breeding of the sheep them. That is, and this is where they come in with selective breeding. Eugenics, Hitler, see the Genesis society. Jacob is that principle. Because they have to know how to selective breeding, interbreeding, to maintain who they are. Because they are a minority surrounded by a majority, which is the Canaanites and the black people. So them have to interbreed amongst themselves and maintain them pureness. And as so now, this is where currently where we are experiencing white supremacy. These are the genesis of it. You see it, sites? So Jacob, it passed on to, from Isaac it passed on to Jacob. And this is now why Jacob is the one now where them say now, this is how them get them identity now with the name Israel. So now them have the name Israel now, and them a move on to the banner Israel. But them still a baby. Them still a minority. But they are single-mindedness. They are unified. And it carry over another style now. Wherein you have now Joseph, the one now who go in as a slave, and him going as a slave, turn around now, and guess what him do now? Gain power. And once again exploit the Egyptian them, the African moral principle, the principle of Mayat. And now a slave rise up now becomes a leader. I always remember how them teach you say Egypt a wicked place, you know. But watch it now. The slave rise up as a leader, a governor, a shot caller, and him end up bringing him family them now where are dead for hungry. Him was the one with the pretty coat, as them put in the Bible. Look a fucker story about the pretty coat. And but all of them they had a story for throw you off. But the principle is still there. So now him end up in the position of leadership by what? Utilizing the law, the land, the knowledge of the people. And him come and take over now. So now them gather up now and I get more bigger in the people in place. Now them elevate to the position within governance where them can call shot. Now where Joseph do? Once him get up in the seat of power, him start exploit and him now utilizing the famine as a finance minister, as a treasurer, as a governor, whatever name you want to put on. Joseph, him now start accumulate wealth for him and him people them by giving them choice land in a Goshen. And out of that now them start enslave the Egyptian them by them belly. Same thing when them I use against Ionite, them lead you by belly. You're hungry, it's famine, them start buy up on the assets of the people and take over them wealth. Meaning them take with the people them land. If you want food, you have to sell your things. This way the strategy now by leading you by your belly, mask behind the famine story. This is Joseph now. Where them are used for I and I today, leading us by our belly. See it there? Mask behind the story of Joseph. Strategic principle of conquest. Blueprint of conquest, the Bible. And they say it there. And they carry over the same thing them do, leave from him to Moses now. Recognizing, say, the Egyptian princess want, the mother say, bring for your child, for infiltrate within the elite circle of leadership now, which is the rulership. This is how now Moses was trained by the Egyptian them. Him becomes them same trainer the ways of the Egyptian. So now him know him get the knowledge now. But he was, even though him have knowledge, he was still a Hebrew, cause him mother program him. The same conquest mindset carry over all the way through the generations. So now Moses now are the man now for continue. Bring it to another level. For set up conquest. Now him accumulate and know the ways of the Egyptian them. Not just know the ways and custom now. Now him involved in the law. To the point now, according to the story, him see a Egyptian, a school of Hebrew, a Israelite, Hebrew, and him take it upon himself now. A murder and have a runway. Why a powerful person as a prince have a run? So to show you say the Egyptian Mayat principle, justice, truth and balance was in full effect. That's one like Moses have a runway and him end up with the Midian, and at this time we'll get a higher knowledge. The Ethiopians them. Him go get a higher science, a higher knowledge and return back. And I saw now them claim say God give him now divinely ordered by God now. For what? For liberate him people. But what them not show you is that at the war now, because them coming at the people them place now and muscle up and get big and start to oppress the people them, starting with Joseph, oppress I and I black people. And the war start now with from Joseph, from in a Moses time now. Because the people them decide to run them because too much of them now, them a get too bright. So the people, the Egyptian them decide to run them out now, so the war start. And I so now, them plunder and get chase out of the people them land. But them make it look fictitious and supreme with them God part in the Red Sea and all of that. Historically, the only set of people where is the Hyksos historically where fit this Exodus story. But that is a whole another story. You have to know your story for know them things and draw a correlation and connect the dots. So this is how them people and them infiltrate, then them get strong. Once them get strong, them start dominating and take over your place. And if you're not strong enough to throw them off, them dominate and completely wipe you out. And if them not wipe you out, the very little will remain, them subjugate you to feed them will. This is how these people now, where them identify themselves as the Israelites. Jacob gave them identity, Israelites, and them went on to fully conquer. And it carry over, the same mindset carry over into Moses' time, to Joshua, to Saul, King David. It is a mindset, it's a principle, it's the blueprint of conquest. And the reason why Esau never get it, because Esau go out of the circle, go marry the Canaanite woman. Drawing correlation to Harry and Meghan today in our present time. Yeah. The principle not change, the mindset of them people are not change. Again now, what that have to do with Rastafari? You have to know. And if you don't know, you can't fix, you can't develop strategies for pull your people, I and I people, out of the position we're in. And we have to be single-mindedness about who we are as a people. And I declare Rastafari. And we have to have our identity is Rastafari, our goddess is Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. See it? And that's it there. One aim, one God. We know so we are strangers in a strange land, so we have to organize and centralize like the king dictate, so we can do a return back to Africa. Why Africa? Because Africa is the food basket of the world. I and I own. Once the diaspora and the continent connect together, we can return to our original state as rulers, as leaders, not subjects and our slaves, but rule and set back the earth in the rightful position as it used to be the Mayatic principle. Rasta call one love. You see it? This is I and I destiny. This is I and I purpose as Rastafari. And we have to know Marcus Garvey and I and I Moses, him lay the blueprint already. I and I just have to take it up as a people and execute it. Learn. Look at the said people them now back to the people we call the Israelis. The modern day Jews in Palestine. Same principle them use. A few of them come in and them muscle up and take over Palestine today. And see them are dominated there. Are the same principle from out of this book here, where we call the Bible. But it's all you look upon it. If you get caught up in the fantastic tales and all of what them want you to accept, then you are going to continue to be a subject to them. But when you look upon and extract the principles of them use and reutilize it, then you're victory is assured. But first, you have to be single-mindedness about who you are and your identity, like the Israelites them in the Bible, like the Israeli them in Palestine. Single-mindedness, like how Christians were single-mindedness about Jesus and them conquest. Like how Joshua and Moses and them was single-mindedness about Yahweh, because this is when them God get the name Yahweh. So now them have them God, them have the land where them decide to conquer, and then them establish them kingdom through David, Solomon, and the kingdom fall again because Solomon go outside where was taught to him the single-mindedness, the selectivity. Him start mix up again and so them fall. But in order for you to become, you have to be unified, single-mindedness. Jah Rastafari about who your God is and who you as a people. And then you end the confusion. The different, all I and I. You want to be Muslim, you want to be Israelite, you want to be this, you want to be that. You have to be single-minded and know this. Out of all of the religions when them give you, rest assured, Rastafari is yours as a birth out of oppression, white oppression and domination. And this is why we're stuck. And we're not gonna continue to give our wealth to our enemies, our conquerors. When you become single-mindedness and take back your power and know your power starts with your divine, identifying who your God is and who you are and where you're standing at the struggle. Rastafari is Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie. Jah Rastafari is I God. The nation continent when them so-called Africa is I land that I must repatriate to. The diaspora, America, Jamaica, Caribbean, Central America, everywhere black people there is our base of operation and a unity, unifiedness, Rastafari, oneness. And that we are talking about. And all of that in another book there. In another book there what them call the Bible. Anyway, until such time again, remember Rastafari is yours, none never gave it to you. Rastafari is Caribbean, African unity. Jah Rastafari without apology. Sealer.